you look at last year, for example, Jimmy Gressier, I think, timed it perfect. He went hard indoor season, and then he kind of disappeared for a while and then popped back up late Diamond League. Isaac Kimeli popped up really late in the Diamond League and had a fantastic year. So yeah, you kind of need to pick and choose. I think that was one thing that got away from me last year is I was just racing kind of at a very high level for 8 months straight, if you count indoors through Grand Slam to outdoor track and World Championship. And I was just cooked by the end. I was just tired. So this year I'm going for more of a traditional two peak indoor season and the half marathon, tons of downtime, and then summer track.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you feel like you made any other mistakes in 2025? Like, if you could have a do-over, how would you do it differently?
I mean, it's tough. Like at the time, I was confident I could manage Grand Slam season and still be good in September. Looking back, that was not quite the case. And it's not just the racing; it's the preparation for the racing that just keeps you kind of with the engine running hot for a really long time. Every sport, every endurance sport, they peak for stuff, and there's physiological and psychological benefits to doing it that way. It's impossible to be at your best once a month for 8 months straight. And part of it is because you have to train almost at your best for 8 months straight, which is very challenging. So I think the main thing was just not giving myself time to rest. I'm used to a indoor season and then a kind of a down period where you return to base training and maybe take a little time off and then cycle back up in training for the outdoor season. And I didn't do that last year. So I think that was my main mistake. So trying to learn from that and not overdo kind of that in between season this year.
And I just wanted to clarify with World Cross, like, was that ever on your radar? I know that your coach, Mike Scannell, seemed like you might have been open to running US Cross, but even if you had been healthy, it seemed like World Cross was maybe up in the air. So, like, do you think you would have done it if you were healthy?
It was, so the decision, when we were at the end of track season last year, we had discussed it, and it was kind of like a one step at a time thing. So the first step is the US team. You can't make the world team without competing at USA's and doing well there. So all we had talked about kind of in August and September was the December race. We hadn't really discussed the January race yet. And yeah, just based on the way my season ended, how I felt after getting a bunch of MRIs, taking time off, it didn't make sense for USA's. And, if I could get auto selected for worlds, that's a different conversation, but without USA's, there's really no conversation for worlds.